Y'all already know what it is. Jay Williams, Let's Live Life, and we're back. How do you survive prison only to get out and be killed right after getting released? I done seen it. Let's relive it. So today I'm going to give y'all a couple stories on guys I know, guys that were friends of mine, guys I did time with. Some of them I knew from the street. Some of them I met while locked up. But these are all sad situations, sad cases. Every one of these stories is going to end the same way, with the person dying after being released from jail or prison. Well, first one, man, is my homeboy AC. AC was a good-sized dude. Back in the day, AC got shot. He had a house not far from where I live now. Everybody was at the house, posted up, chilling, drinking. Dudes decided to leave and walk to the store. As they were on their way to the store, they heard gunshots. They all come running back. AC's laying in the middle of the living room floor, shot in the center of the chest. Dudes came to his house, knocked on his front door, and when he turned the doorknob, they shot through the front door with a .357, hit him in the center of his chest, blew him backwards. He had a Rossi 38 at the time. Crawled over to his 38, got his 38, shot back until it was empty. He survived. We all knew what it was behind. It was retaliation for something we had done to another dude a month or so earlier. We embarrassed the guy, just, beat him up, did a bunch of crazy stuff in front of a bunch of people when he returned to his homeboys. I didn't see AC after that for a long time. Next time I would see him, I'd be in Riverside Regional Jail. He's in a cell up above me. I think I was in actually I was up top too. I was in cell 40 at the time. He wasn't far from me. That's my dude. We get moved. He moves in my cell. Everything's good, man. Funny dude. AC would tell me how he's gonna get out, get back with his girl, take care of his kid, just do his thing. AC got released around Halloween. I watched him leave, watched him go home. I was happy for him. I just knew he was gonna get out and get it right this time, right? I gave it a little while, a couple weeks. I said I'll give him a couple weeks to readjust and I'll give him a call. I called over there, they answered the phone and said, AC's dead. I said, AC's dead? He said, yeah, he got out and he overdosed and died. I know his cousins, some more of his family members, some of them have since died. And it was just something that was just, I sat there on the phone just not wanting to believe that somebody I was just with, I was his last cellmate, his last memory of jail. He went home and died. Just like that. Survived a .357 at point blank range to the center of the chest, only to be taken out by an opiate. Next one I'm gonna give y'all is on a white dude named Nick from Hopewell. And Nick was one of these dudes that in prison, Nick wanted to be flashy. Nick always had a way of getting his hands on jewelry. Nick had this, Nick had that. Everybody rocked with Nick, but they rocked with him because of what he had. They didn't rock with Nick because they cared about him or none of that. They rocked with him because Nick had something to offer, man. And he would always boast. He wasn't doing like a 3 or 4 year bid. He would always boast that when he got out, he was going to be the man. He had a plug. He was going to get on with the weed. He was going to be out Hopewell in Petersburg, selling all this weed. And I remember clear as day telling him, man, that's not a good idea, man. Them boys is laying each other down out there. Like, you can't just be some fat white dude coming out of prison, thinks he's going to go out there, jump in the game, start making all this money. Them dudes ain't going to let that shit happen. Like anybody else, Nick wouldn't listen, man. We continue to walk the yard, continue to kick it. Nick goes home. It's maybe, at the most, a week. And I'm watching the news, locked up in Emporia, Virginia, and his face pops up on TV. He was found sitting in a car, shot up out front of an apartment complex, not long after being released from prison. Nick didn't heed warning. Nick went out there. I thought he was going to get back in the game and everything was going to be good. Come to find out, exactly what I said was going to happen happened. Nick ended up getting robbed, shot dead in his car. Then I had a homeboy named Ello, Charles Richardson, man. Always smiling. Just a cool dude, man. His brother Travis didn't sleep many cells down from me. Ello was a couple cells down from him. And I knew he'd been shot before, or at least he said he had been shot before. And, you know, same story, man. He was going to get out of prison, get back out there. He said he wasn't trying to get deep in the game. He just needed to put some money in his pockets till he got on his feet. So he's going to get out there and start grinding. Ello actually worked maintenance with me. And we were working in the confiscation cage one day up at property. And the confiscation cage is a cage where they lock everything up that people either came in from other prisons with that they can't have there. Contraband stuff guys got caught with. You know, you name it. Tobacco, different oils and colognes, Timberland, shoes, clothing, gold grills, watches. It was like a pawn shop in this cage, right? So it's a no-brainer, man. With convicts, ain't nobody paying attention. When ain't nobody looking, we're going through these filing cabinets, going through these brown bags, wanting to see what all's in here. We're going to take as much of this shit as we can back. It's a gold mine in this cage. We were actually in there putting in a panel box. That's why we were in the cage to begin with. We were wiring up this panel box. They needed power to another part of the prison, so that's where we were doing it. Ello stole these Wu-Tang Clan terms. And I mean, these, the only pair I've ever seen like this ever, man. They had Wu-Tang like stamped, like the W stamped all over the boots. Instead of them being like the butter color, they were almost like a yellow color. Black soles. Them shits were dope. They were hot. Ello ends up, he sells them to somebody else. He knows he can't rock them, you know. And what had happened is somebody that came from another prison with him or got him through the VI room, slid with him for a little while till somebody seen him on their feet and was like, nah, hell no. You can be walking around looking better than us. You can come up off those. Ello sold him to another dude, a blood dude upstairs. Ello goes home. This dude ends up getting caught with the boots. Tells him he got it from Ello. I'm in the maintenance shop. My bosses and them are pissed off. Like, man, y'all can't just be stealing. I'm like, I ain't steal nothing. I didn't know nothing about it. Like, that's crazy. He gets out, watching TV one night. Charles Richardson found dead, sitting in an automobile on a side street. And he was out from the Portsmouth area. Not exactly sure where he was at, but I know that's where he was from. Killed dead. My homeboy Big TJ, Knighton Hill, a real live savage. Dude was young, wild, just did not give a fuck. And to be as young as he was, when I met him, he couldn't have been maybe 22, 23. Dude was huge. I mean, like, bigger than most dudes in prison. TJ was from 22nd and T Street out in Churchill. He got snatched up. They came through, rounded up all them boys out there for selling dope. TJ told me, he said, I don't even sell crack. He said, but there was a dope shortage. So, you know, people were coming through for crack. So I said, you know, fuck it, whatever. When he got a pack. Said he served somebody, they got pulled over. Told them they got it from him. They come back down there, put TJ in handcuffs, start searching, catch him with a little bit of crack on him. The crazy part is they searched the vicinity of where TJ was at and found 4 guns. Guns, he said, those weren't my guns. He said, I didn't even know them guns was there. But other dudes sold drugs out there, so dudes kept getting guns, just bam, just hidden there, you know, hidden here, hidden there. Different spots, they would hide guns in case they ever needed to run up the block and grab one. Me and TJ got tight, man. That was my dude, man. I was glad to have met TJ. TJ told me the story of how when he was a little kid, his brother was killed and his mother was never the same. told me how his dad worked at a nightclub and had to kill 2 people one night to defend himself. TJ's mom and dad lived in a good neighborhood, and TJ would leave the comfort of this nice neighborhood to go to projects, to go to Churchill, to go out there and hang out with dope boys and sell drugs all day. TJ was just one of those dudes that was bigger than life, man. You know, he had a nasty scar on top of his hand. He said him and his baby mama was arguing one night. He was driving in the car, and she was like, "You're going to end up shot." And he's like, "You think I give a fuck about being shot?" Boom! Took the 40, put it in his hand, shot, blew a hole through his own hand. Bullet went through his hand, hit her in the thigh. They both had to go to the hospital, questioned him. She didn't tell. He didn't mean to shoot her, you know what I mean? Just the bullet went through his hand and hit her. From what I read, TJ got into a high-speed chase not long after getting out. Threw a gun out the car. They recovered a 40 cal. He beat the charges. TJ had started working and finally started to get some sense about himself and was getting his life on track when he was found murdered in his mother's driveway. The irony of losing 2 sons, both to gun violence, it's just insane. Especially when you think of all that TJ had been through, the time in prison, the time in the streets. And the dude, they caught the dude. Dude was given a life sentence. But just like that, TJ was gone, dead. Shot dead with his pockets turned inside out in this nice neighborhood where his mom lived. That would be where he died. Not out there in the projects, not on 22nd and T Street, but in the comfort of that neighborhood that everybody else would have thought was safe. Somebody followed him home, waited till he got out of his car, and opened fire on him, killing him. It's crazy to think that you can go to prison, come out, survive, and then die out here in society because of choices, bad choices, because you didn't heed warning. Every single last one of these guys knew somebody that had died from gun violence. But it's like an STD or anything else in life. Everybody thinks it can't happen until it happens to you. But it can. And it will happen. You never know. A lot of innocent people die every day that didn't do anything. And then there's people out here just trying to get by. When your time is up, your time is up. You can cut the chances of that possibly happening by what you do day to day. And I encourage you all to empower yourselves to do better. Make something happen. Just because it started off bad don't mean it has to end bad. I've told y'all before, it's just a crazy world we live in these jails, penitentiaries. All the facilities are just crazier worlds inside the one we live in. But y'all know what I'm doing, man. I'm just trying to keep y'all entertained. Are you not entertained? As always, this is Jay Williams. Let's live life. And to all my real ones, and there are some real ones watching, because y'all still watching me. Y'all know how we doing. Salute. Rest in peace, guys.